Hi there. Do you have an older car that you like to work on? Do you like to save money, try to do things yourself? But when you work on it, you start with a sunny disposition and end up sounding like Samuel Jackson? If so, you might have the Honda Passport. So let's take a look at her. This is Jody. Yes, my wife named it. Anyway, Jody is a good vehicle to us. She's become our work vehicle. She's a little bit old, and she breaks down from time to time, but that's expected. So, she's a 1995 Honda Passport LX with a 3.2 V6 engine. It's good for what we need. Now, to put in a transcooler, the reason you do that is it lowers the oil temperature even more, which less heat, less stress on the engine, less stress on the transmission, which is a good investment for us because we pull a landscape trailer with this. And I can feel a difference, when the trailer's on and not. So we're doing this to make it easier on her. So let's take a look at how it went. I got the Hayden Ultra Cool Transcooler. Number 403 is what the manual said would fit my vehicle. When they tell you that, read the box. The manager told this employee to go get 401. If I look right here, 401 non-towing vehicles. So I wasn't too happy about that. I got the 403, so mid to full-size vehicles, towing. That's the one I needed. And every time I looked up videos on this before I did it, every time I, read about it, they all made it seem real easy. It's all, let me tell you this. Whoever said right here in this instruction, average of a half-hour installation time, you're a liar. Maybe it's just my car. Maybe it took a while because she didn't really feel like being worked on. Yeah, this took me a couple hours to do, not no half hour. And every time I looked up a video, they kept showing me the Pilot, not the Passport. Those two cars are different. There might be slightly different modifications. So let me show you the rundown of how this went. The first thing you got to do is you take off the grill. And that was simple and easy. That was a couple clips around the top that you see, and one screw underneath the emblem. That part went easy and fast. Then you locate where on the radiator that you want to put this. Right here was the only spot. It fits nice and easy. The kit comes with all the things you need. You got the pins, you got the foam pads that go in between the two, and then you got the locking clips that are on the back. And you just basically just push it all the way through, and it goes right there, locks in place, and you cut it off. That part wasn't too bad. So, all right, you got the hoses. You've already installed them. You leave it in a big loop. They come out the bottom. I had to cut the plastic down there just to give it extra room because I found out that the hoses were not long enough to go all the way through here and through a hole right there to reach where the lines were for the trans. So a little modification there to make the hoses go down underneath, which then it was way too tight, so that is the shield that's on the bottom, your skid plate, and I had to take that off just so I could have the room to get down here. So here are my wires right here through the cut plastic. And I'm like, okay, I had to take the skid shield off just so I could work here. And I put them above right here because this baby's not going to move. So this kept it nice and tight, safe, everything out of the way. So let's take a look underneath. Oh, and if you're watching this, one thing that'll really help, buy the ramps. Don't be a cheap ass like I was. Buy the ramps because it gets crowded under here and it's a pain in the ass. So, here's the one fitting that came with. Now it confused me that this is a screw right here. So I thought I was missing a part. I called the auto parts center and they said you can use this either to screw directly into the radiator or use it as your splice hose to hose. Just push them in the middle, don't worry about them. So that was fine. Comes with the 2 clamps right here. You just push it on, screw it on tight, make sure it's nice and tight because, yeah, hoses were a little bit loose on there. So I followed the 2 right here. And there we go. Let's see. Right here are the 2 lines that I followed all the way back to the transmission. And they say, you know, just turn the key on, you know, brake torque it, whatever, just start the engine. You know, different vehicles, different ways to test. This one, I did have to do the brake torque. And then you come under here and you feel the 2 lines. Which one is hotter and which one is colder. And you want to go for the colder line. And you cut that and splice it in, is what they say. So what I did is I took this hose, is the original from the radiator. I just took it off it right here, brought them this way to connect, and then the other side of my loop hose that I cut from the transcooler, it's why you leave it in a loop, because you don't know exactly where you're going to cut it. Once I measured out by bringing this over, I could see where to cut the hose, brought one side into this, and then the other side, I just put right there where the hose originally went. So, all in all, yeah, can you do this? Yes. Was it a pain in the ass for me? Yes. But you don't need specialty tools. You don't need any expensive equipment. And like I said, it took me a couple hours. And this video is of a Passport, and this video does kind of show you the hoses underneath, like some others don't. So, trace the lines back to the transmission, start there, come up here, run it, figure out which one is hotter, cut that line, and then cut the line that came from the transcooler, then connect them back up. So it is possible to do, but if your vehicle's like this one, who is a little bit finicky, it can be a pain in the ass. And don't forget the ramps, it really helps. Okay, well, that's it for now. I gotta get this part back together. I just wanted to do this to show you how it went. Y'all have a good day.